Welcome everybody to another thrilling edition of The Dungeon Crashers. I'm Guy.
And I'm Zapito.
First off, let's hit that like and subscribe button. And get that bell on if you want notifications when we post new videos.
Definitely.
As of right now, 95.8% of our views are from non-subscribers.
95.8.
It only takes a second to hit that subscribe button. And we're thrilled that so many people have started watching our videos, and we hope they're helping your D&D game. And we hope you can help us out by subscribing. That 98.5% number is pretty high. But still, thanks for watching. We really enjoy doing this.
Yeah, definitely we do. As we said in our last video, we will be revisiting the Death Dealer build. I remember when I made that original build, and I wanted to stick with just 2 classes. But I've seen the error of my ways, and now we will be adding a 3rd class to the build. It will change the build completely, but you will be able to do almost everything the original build does, with the same concept being the silent and deadly assassin attack.
Exactly. For race, instead of a Wood Elf, we went with Dampier. You get 3+1 split on ability scores, +2 max on any one ability. And we went with +2 on Dex and +1 on Wisdom. You select 2 skills from a long list. We took Stealth and Perception. You're humanoid, medium sized, and you have a walking speed of 35 feet. You have dark vision, you speak common and 1 other language, and you don't need to breathe from your deathless nature ability.
It's pretty cool.
You have a climbing speed equal to your walking speed. In addition, at 3rd level, you can move up, down, and across vertical surfaces, and even upside down along ceilings while leaving your hands free. You also get Vampiric Bite. You add your Constitution modifier instead of your Strength modifier to the attack and damage rolls when you attack with this bite. It deals 1d4 piercing damage on a hit, and this is an unarmed attack, so it will use your martial arts die, and you can probably use your dexterity with it too, since it's an unarmed attack. While you were missing half or more of your hit points, you have advantage on attack rolls you make with the bite. And when you attack with the bite and hit a creature that isn't a construct or undead, you can empower yourself in one of the following ways. You can regain hit points equal to the piercing damage you deal with the bite, or you can gain a bonus to the next ability check or attack roll you make equal to the piercing damage you did with the bite. Really cool. Yeah. Especially being a monk, you can just incorporate that into your attack routine. And you can empower yourself with this bite a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, and you gain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. I think the Dampier is a fun race for this build, giving cool gothic Night Stalker feel to it. That'd be fun to play, but any race that gives a Wisdom and Dex boost will work. Ghostwise Halfling has some great possibilities, and Variant Human is always good. A commenter on the last version of this build suggested Shattered High Elf, which even though it lacks a Wisdom boost, has great flavor and abilities which would suit this well.
Yeah.
If you're using the optional rule of flexible ability scores, this would be a perfect pick.
It gets added D4 to all of its stealth and performance checks, so that really helps with the sneaking. So, that brings us to our ability scores for this build, starting with Strength at 8, Dex at 14, getting boosted to 16 from the racial bonus, 14 on Constitution, 10 on Intelligence, 15 on Wisdom, moving up to 16 with the racial bonus, and 10 on Charisma. For background, we went with the Urban Bounty Hunter. You select 2 skills from Deception, Insight, Persuasion, and Stealth. Since we already have Stealth, we took Deception and Insight. You choose 2 from the following, from among 1 type of game set, 1 musical instrument, and Thieves' Tools. You have an Ear to the Ground ability, giving you contacts in most cities that can provide you with information that you seek. At first level, we will start off with Monk. We select 2 skills from the Monk, and we took Athletics and Acrobatics. We get an Unarmed Defense, adding our Wisdom modifier to our AC as long as we are wearing no armor and wielding no shield. We also get the Martial Arts ability. You gain the following benefits while you are unarmed or wielding only monk weapons, and you aren't wearing armor or wielding a shield. You can use your dexterity instead of strength for attack and damage rolls, for your unarmed strike and monk weapons. You can deal a D4. You can roll a D4 and in place of normal damage for your unarmed strike or monk weapons. This die changes as you gain the monk levels, as shown on the martial arts column in the player's handbook. When you use the attack action with an unarmed strike or a monk weapon on your turn, you can make 1 unarmed strike as a bonus action. For example, if you take an attack action and attack with a quarterstaff, you can also use the unarmed strike bonus action, attacking with the haft, assuming you haven't taken a bonus action already this turn. Your starting gear consists of a short sword, a few darts for ranged attacks if you need them, of course no armor or shield, a Dungeoneering's pack, thieves' tools, and you choose one gaming set, musical instrument, and artisan tool.
Yeah, and at second level, we're also taking monk. We get key points here. Your training allows you to harness the mystical energy of ki. Your access to this energy is represented by a number of key points equal to your monk level. Your key points can be used for a number of different abilities, starting with Flurry of Blows. Immediately after you take the attack action on your turn, you can spend 1 key point to make 2 unarmed strikes as a bonus action. You also get Patient Defense. You can spend 1 key point to take the dodge action as a bonus action on your turn. And last is Step of the Wind. You can spend 1 key point to take the disengage or dash action as a bonus action on your turn. And your jump distance is doubled for the turn. When you spend a key point, it is unavailable until you finish a short or long rest. And some key abilities use a save or resist feature, and the DC for those is 8 plus proficiency plus wisdom modifier. Our speed also increases if we are unarmored and not wielding a shield by 10 feet. There is an optional feature here called Dedicated Weapon. You train yourself to use a variety of weapons as monk weapons, not just simple melee weapons and short swords. Whenever you finish a short or long rest, you can touch one weapon, focus your key on it, and then count that weapon as a monk weapon until you use this feature again. The chosen weapon must meet certain criteria. It must be a simple or martial weapon, you must be proficient with it, and it must lack the heavy and special properties. So we can take a rapier and do a d8 plus 2 unarmed attack, dealing a d4 every round. At higher levels, as your monk die improves, you can switch to a dagger and get the same damage, and it'd be a very cool flavor. For third level, we're going to take our first level rogue. We get 1 skill from the rogue list, take sleight of hand. You select 2 skills to expertise, take stealth and perception. And we get sneak attack of 1d6, giving us more damage output. And we get to speak Thieves' Cant as an additional language.
At 4th level, we take our second level of rogue. We get cutting action, we can dash, disengage, and hide as a bonus action. Now we don't have to use our key points for those, and we can save our key points for Flurry of Blows. At 5th level, we get 3rd level of rogue. We get our archetype, and we took assassin. You gain a proficiency with Disguise Kit and Poisoner's Kit. You are the deadliest when you get the drop on your enemies. You have advantage on attack rolls against any creature that hasn't taken a turn in combat yet. In addition, any hit score against a creature that is surprised is a critical hit. There's an optional feature at this level, Steady Aim. As a bonus action, you give yourself advantage on your next attack roll on your current turn. You can use this bonus action only if you haven't moved during this turn, and after you use the bonus action, your speed is 0 until the end of your current turn. Our sneak attack increases to 2d6 here as well. At 6th level, we take our 4th level of rogue. We get an ability boost here, and we will gladly take a +2 to our dex, giving us 18.
And at 7th level is going to be our last rogue level. At 5th, we get Uncanny Dodge. You can use a reaction to take half damage when hit by a foe you can see, and our sneak attack goes up to 3d6 as well. And for 8th level, we're going to take a quick trip into Ranger. At Ranger level 1, we get 1 skill, take Investigation. We're using the Tasha's Ranger, so you get the Favored Foe ability, allowing you to mark a creature to do an extra d4 damage once per turn. This requires concentration, so it's a strictly worse version of Hunter's Mark, but it is proficiency times per day instead of using your spell slots. It isn't great, and you will still want Hunter's Mark, but it is still better than the original Ranger. You also get Deft Explorer, which gives you a number of abilities. The important one is Canny, which gives you 2 languages and expertise in a skill. This is one of the reasons that Tasha's Ranger is so much better than the original. Take any 2 languages that fit your campaign, and for the expertise, take Acrobatics. 9th level is 2nd level Ranger. We get a fighting style. Take Dueling, giving you +2 damage when using a single one-handed weapon. Kinda up to your DM whether this applies to your unarmed strikes. We get Ranger spells. We have 2 spells known and 2 first level spell slots. Make sure to take Hunter's Mark since it will increase your damage a lot. And a few other choices are Cure Wounds, Zephyr Strike, which would go really well with abilities we're going to get later. Searing Smite or Absorb Elements. I also like Long Strider. Your move is going to be insane, so why not pump it up even more? Your spellcasting DC is 8 plus proficiency plus wisdom for spells that require a DC. And at 10th level is 3rd level Ranger. You get Primal Awareness, which gives you free spells. No, we aren't going very far in Ranger, so you should be able to, so you're only going to get Speak with Animals. But you're one of the Nosferatu, so you should be able to speak with rats and bats.
Yeah.
We will now be taking our Ranger archetype. We're taking Gloom Stalker. And the first ability you get is Dread Ambusher. You add your Wisdom modifier to your initiative, and at the start of your first turn of each combat, your walking speed increases by 10 feet, which lasts until the end of that turn. And if you take the attack action on that turn, you can make one additional weapon attack as part of that action. This works really well with the Assassin's ability.
Yeah.
If the attack hits, the target takes an extra 1d8 damage of the weapon's damage type. What really makes this build great is this next ability, Umbral Sight. It gives you dark vision to 60 feet, and since we already have dark vision, it goes up to 90 feet. And while in darkness, you are invisible to any creature that relies on dark vision to see you in darkness. And you get another known spell. Take one that we mentioned before that you don't have, and you also get Disguise Self added to your Ranger spells, and it doesn't count against your spells now.
At 11th level, we're going to be going 3rd level of Monk. We get Deflect Missiles. You can use your reaction to deflect or catch the missiles when you are hit with a ranged weapon attack. When you do so, the damage you take from the attack is reduced by a d10 plus your Dexterity modifier plus your Monk level. If you reduce the damage to 0, you can catch the missile if it is small enough for you to hold in one hand, and you range attack, or you catch the missile. In this way, you can spend a key point to make a ranged attack with a range of 20 short, 60 long, using the weapon or piece of ammunition that you just caught. As part of the same reaction, you can make an attack with proficiency, regardless of your weapon proficiencies, and the missile counts as a monk weapon for that attack. We also get our monk archetype here, and we're going to take Way of the Shadow. Our first ability is Shadow Arts. You can use a key point to duplicate the effects of certain spells. As an action, you can spend 2 key points to cast Darkness, Dark Vision, Pass Without a Trace, or Silence, without providing material components. Additionally, you gain the Minor Illusion cantrip if you don't already know it. At 12th level, we're taking our 4th level of Monk. We get an ability score boost, using it to cap our Dexterity at 20. We get Slow Fall, and you can use your reaction when you fall to reduce the falling damage you take from the amount equal to 5 times your Monk level. Also, the optional feature, Quickened Healing. As an action, you can use 2 key points to roll a martial arts die. You regain the number of hit points equal to the number rolled plus your proficiency bonus. At 13th level is 5th level of Monk. We get an extra attack, giving us 2 attacks per round. We get Stunning Strike. When you hit another creature with a melee attack, you can spend 1 key point to attempt a Stunning Strike. The target must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or be stunned until the end of your next turn. We also get Focused Aim as an optional feature we can get at this level. When you miss with an attack roll, you can spend 1 to 3 key points to increase your attack by 2 for each of these key points spent, potentially turning a miss into a hit.
Yeah, this would be really handy when you're doing your ambush attack and you want to get all those hits in with criticals.
Yeah.
And for 14th level, we're going to take 6th level. First, we get Key Empowered Strikes. Your unarmed strikes count as magical for the purpose of overcoming resistance immunity to non-magical attacks. And from Way of the Shadows, we get Shadow Step. You gain the ability to step from one shadow into another. When you're in dim light or darkness, as a bonus action, you can teleport up to 60 feet to an unoccupied space you can see that is also in dim light or darkness. You then have advantage on the first melee attack you make before the end of the turn. Nice with Sneak Attack.
Yeah.
Our unarmed movement increases by 5 feet as well. We're getting really fast.
Our initiative's insane, our walking speed's insane, we can climb on walls, ceilings. I mean, it's just like the Assassin Spider-Man.
At 15th level, we're going to take 7th level Monk, finally getting Evasion. When you make a dex saving throw to take half damage from an attack, you instead take no damage. And if you succeed on the saving throw, and only half damage is failed. You also get Stillness of Mind, which lets you use your action to end one effect on yourself that is causing you to be charmed or frightened. And at 8th level Monk, we get an ability boost, and we're going to put our Wisdom up to 18. And 17th level, we're taking 9th level Monk. From unarmed movement, you gain the ability to move along vertical surfaces and across liquids on your turn without falling during the move. But you've already had that from Dampier.
Yeah. At 18th level, we take our 10th level of Monk. We get Purity of Body. Our mastery of Ki flowing through you makes you immune to disease and poison. Our unarmed movement speed also increases by 5 feet, as well giving us a total of 55 feet walking speed. At 19th level is 11th level of Monk. From Way of the Shadows, we get Cloak of Shadow. You have learned to become one with the shadows. When you are in an area of dim light or darkness, you can use your action to become invisible. You remain invisible until you make an attack, cast a spell, or there's an area of bright light. And finally, we're at 20th level, and we are taking our 12th level of Monk. We get an ability boost here, and we're going to cap that Wisdom at 20 for this.
That's going to be great because it's going to give us a 20 armor class with nothing else added to it. And with our Dex and Wisdom cap, it's going to give us a +10 initiative.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. And now that we're done with build, I wanted to make this character a little more special, and I added some magic items that I recommend getting. I won't go into details of each item, that's for you to look into on your adventure. But Dragon Wrath weapons from Fitzbin's Treasury of Dragons is any weapon, in this case a dagger, that has abilities based on its rarity. The very rare version is +2 and gives 2d6 extra damage on a hit, based on the Dragon's Breath weapon. Let's say acid here. It also adds 5 more damage on a natural 20. It can also shoot a cone of that energy once a day, doing 8d6 damage with a DC 16 Dex save for half. And then there's Braces of Defense, and unlike armor, work fine with an armor defense. And then Dragonhide Belt, another item from Fitzbin's, gives a bonus to the save DC of monk abilities. The rare one gives a +2, and they all let you roll a martial arts die once a day and regain that many key points. Boots of Elvenkind don't require attunement and grant advantage on stealth checks. Cloak of Protection fills out our last attunement slot for a little more armor class. And Gloves of Thievery also doesn't require attunement and gives a flat +5 bonus to sleight of hand and thieves tools checks to pick locks. Obviously this is theoretical based on a level 20 character having 1 very rare or legendary, 2 rare, and 3 uncommon items. You won't get all of these in a real campaign, of course, but it was fun to see what items would work best for this character, and also talk about some of the cool magic items in the game. If you like this, comment below and we'll add it into future builds.
Yeah, definitely. And I love all those ones that we put in there. It makes this character just over the top. I hope you enjoyed the Death Dealer 2.0 build. It can do the same as the original build, but so much more. Thank you to those who gave suggestions on how to make this build better. We welcome more feedback on all of our builds. We always are trying to learn new ways to make our builds better. If you have any questions, comments, or build ideas, please leave them in the comment section below. We love reading through all of our comments. Next time we'll be making your typical melee monster, so look forward to that. Till next time, cheers!